Hey, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
Hey, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. Hey, this lesson will be entitled, Tell Me Why. All right, going into the true people of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Because we have these bastards that claim to be the real Jews, and they're not. So tell me why to these questions through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai, that we're going to ask you. All right, let's go.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9.
Right.
I know thy works and tribulation
Right.
and poverty,
Right.
but thou art rich.
Right. So we are rich. How? Through this truth, this knowledge. Okay, we are rich via this knowledge. Go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
Romans 11
Yes, we
and
can.
33. Or the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom
See,
and knowledge.
this is the true riches. All right, this truth is the real riches. Go ahead.
I'm doing the NLT.
Let's do that.
It says, oh, how great are God's riches
Right,
and
the
wisdom
Most High's riches and wisdom. Go ahead.
and knowledge.
Go ahead.
How impossible it is for us to understand his decisions and his ways.
And that's why you have to have an assistant such as the Holy Spirit. Continue.
For who can know the Lord's thoughts?
Right.
Who knows enough to give him advice?
Right, right. But that's the point, that the riches is his truth. All right, go back to Revelation.
Back in Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9.
Right.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty,
Right.
but thou art rich.
Right.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
So when you blaspheme, meaning you're speaking ill, in what way? Saying that you're Jews, and you're not. And you're not, okay? Hey, jump to Revelation 14 and 2. All right, because guess what? The Jews had a complexion. The Jews still have a complexion. And then you had this president in Egypt that stated back in 1954, I forgot his name, but he stated that he would never respect these modern day Jews because they left black and came back white, right?
President of Egypt.
Yeah, is it not serious and shit? Something. You got something else?
I got precept.
Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Right.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power.
Right, we're holy. And the reason why we're holy via us receiving the law, statutes, and the commandments. Continue.
The Lord thy power hath chosen thee
Right.
to be a special people unto himself.
Chosen us, which contains to so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans based on the lineage of our fathers. Continue, bro.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
We are above Amalek, which is the head tribe of Edom. Okay, we are above you all, and guess what? You international bankers, referring to you Rothschilds and you other 12 families and all 13 families, you know this shit as well. You know. So tell me why. Right? Tell me why regarding Revelation 2 and 9. Tell me why regarding Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Right? You got something else?
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1 and 2. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel,
That's right.
against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt,
The
saying,
Most High brought us up. Not y'all, he brought us up. Go ahead.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for your iniquities.
Right, so and how did the Most High punish us for our iniquities going into our wickedness? Hence Deuteronomy 28 from 15 all the way down to 68. All right, because he known us because we received the laws, statutes, and the commandments. Remember, we signed that spiritual contract and we broke that contract. So the consequences and the stipulations for breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, hence Deuteronomy 28 and 15 on down.
Saying Jeremiah, we was like unto that comely, delicate woman.
That's right.
So he only gave us those laws.
That's
so
it.
he only penetrated us as a people, man.
Right, right. So tell me why, Amalek, why are you not being punished such as us? Why don't the curses, why don't you have a profile regarding the curses that's spoken of in Deuteronomy 28 and 15? Right?
Because you see how they control the media, so they make these false narratives so they can be able to fulfill biblical prophecy.
That's it.
By them getting like downgraded, being downtrodden within the society.
Right.
You know, so they trying to, fulfill biblical prophecy. Or like their women wear all black and stuff like that.
That's it.
And wear their hair.
They shave their head.
Yeah, they shave their heads and stuff like that.
Going into the curse, how the Most High was going to smack the daughters of Judah
Yeah.
on their scale, meaning what? Their hair would not grow. And so to fulfill prophecy, what does Amalek do? They have their women to shave their head, but you're doing it willingly, man.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah, I got some. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation,
That's
a royal priesthood, and holy nation,
Right.
a peculiar people,
That's right.
that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
And that's beginning with the elect, all right? Beginning with the 144,000. That chosen generation is going to a class of men, right? Spoken of in the book of Psalms. So, Lord will we continue. We are those chosen men, beginning with the apostles of great millstone.
Yep. Which in time past were not a people,
Meaning what? Because we didn't know who we were. We were discontinued from our heritage. Now, when has Edom ever fulfilled that prophecy? Go ahead.
but are now the people of Yahweh, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy.
Now at this current time. So tell me why you don't fulfill that prophecy as well. Okay? And you can link that up with Hosea 1 and 9, 1 and 10. Go ahead, bro.
This Isaiah 1 and 7 in the NLT. It said, your country lies in ruins and your towns are burnt. Foreigners plunder your fields before your
Let's
eyes.
talk about our land, right? Let's talk about our land, and that happened. That happened. And guess what? These same Gentiles are still in our land to this day, right? Go ahead. But Gentiles, speaking of, you got what? Ishmael, and mainly Ishmael and Edom. Go ahead.
With you, Zechariah 9 and 6.
That's right.
It says, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod,
That's right.
and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Yeah, yo,
And,
go ahead.
and that bastard is that perpetrator, man.
That's right.
You know, it's that same perpetrator who's pretending to be the Jews and are not. You know, because when you look at the curses that were written of in the book of Deuteronomy, you always go into that. And you go verse 1 through 15, then you got the 16 through 68, you got the blessings and you got the curses. But you got this one peculiar people, right, that fit all of those descriptions, the most hated throughout the entire planet Earth, but yet they're still looked at as there's no way you're God's people.
Right.
You know, but that's how the Most High set everything up, because he stated what he said, that he was going to give us fame in the lands to where we would put to shame, and ultimately he's going to punish our oppressor. He's going to punish our enemy. Although he used this system, he used this Edomite individual to be a whooping stick, but he still is going to put a whipping on him for touching the apple of his eye.
That's it.
You know? You got some more, bro?
Yeah, Elder B was going into, like we're saying, Romans the 8th chapter, how the spirit bear witness with our spirit. So all the prophecies that we see that happen in Deuteronomy 28 chapter, Jeremiah 17 chapter, how we're going to be discontinued from our heritage, nobody wears that like we do as a people, man.
Right.
You know, that's how you can tell who are the biblical Israelites.
I got a precept for you all. And this is Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come on you, and shall pursue you, and overtake you till you be destroyed.
So no matter where you go throughout the entire planet Earth, you still considered a minority.
right.
You're still considered insignificant.
That's right.
You're still considered a byword and a proverb.
That's it, bro.
You consider everything except what, as the world say, a child of God.
That's it. That's literal.
That's right. Because Deuteronomy 28:64 it goes into what's going to be scattered throughout the whole world, you know? So therefore, we're going to start looking like those other nations in the process of time.
That's right.
So even those people over there who look like these other nations, but they line go back to being Israelites, they still follow those curses.
it.
You got different nations like in East India.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I forgot the name they go by, but they pretty much are looking at like the downtrodden in their society, man.
Puja. No, there's another one that's allowed. Okay. And overtake you till you be destroyed, because you hearken not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh your power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded you.
And people want to wonder why we're here. People want to wonder why the Edomite, the so-called Caucasian, hates us. They want to wonder why your heart beats when the police get behind you with the blue lights.
Right.
You want to wonder why when the executive committee show up at your job, you know, is it me?
That's right.
The last day.
You know? Why? Because the curses have pursued you. The curses have pursued us.
That's it.
But through the washing of the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he's making us clean.
And verse 46, and they shall be on you for a sign and for a wonder and on your seed forever.
And what did it say? A telltale sign.
That's
A
it.
telltale sign tells what? It tells a story. And we're that people historically spoken of in the Holy Scriptures, man.
right.
The whole entire book is primarily about the Israelites, but at the same time you have Jacob and Esau.
That's it.
Those are the two key players because you got good versus evil and righteousness versus wickedness. And lastly, you have salvation versus condemnation.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, starting at verse 1. The point primarily at verse 4. But the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, said concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Most High's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
And that has not happened.
Right.
Tell me why, tell me when. When has this happened? It's about to happen, but it hasn't happened. Go ahead.
It wasn't gonna be written by no Balfour, declaration.
Right.
In 1948.
Yeah.
And when that happened in 1948, I think they got struck missiles upon each other. War happened that particular night.
So, in the kingdom of heaven, the true Israelites, it says what? There shall be no more war there. So we don't need tanks. We don't need the bow and arrows. We won't be needing these missiles and machinery.
Grenades and shit.
And shall be exalted over the hills, and all nations shall flow into it.
Going into what all governments. All right, so our government, spoken of in Daniel, the 7th chapter, from 18 all the way down, makes it going into our government being exalted. And guess what? All these other nations is going to flow to our government. Right? Go ahead. Man.
And many people shall go and say, come ye, and
So
let
when does this happen? Go ahead.
and let us go up to the mountain of the Most High, to the house of our power of Jacob.
So who's running to Israel at this time frame? Who has fulfilled this prophecy since 1948 until now? Please tell me. Go ahead.
And he will teach us of his ways,
Right.
and we will walk in his paths.
And they believe in the Talmud. They don't even believe in the will, which is within the scriptures of the Most High. They believe in the Talmud that came from the Kabbalah. And all that shit goes back to Hamitic worship, man.
They refer to Mary as a whore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's really satanic.
Yeah. And then them fucking so-called Ish people, what they say that Yahushua ain't came yet. They don't even document or declare him coming 2,000 years ago. So
They
when
don't
is he
believe in
coming?
Yahushua.
Right.
Just the word you just said, ish.
Ish.
The suffix.
What
Like
that
the
To
mean?
me, to be pertained to, you trying to be like someone. Like if I call you a child or childish,
Yeah.
you're acting like
Yeah.
a child.
You a full grown ass adult.
Right.
Right.
You know?
Or if I'm bunnish,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm pertaining to bun, but I'm not bun. You know?
Imitation.
That's it.
Imitation.
Imitation.
Never be me.
For out,
Copyrighted us, man.
for the first identity theft, it's begin right then.
Copyright.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Most High from Jerusalem.
And that's not happening because they believe in Satan. This is not happening. Go ahead.
And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks.
This would happen post-America.
Right.
The destruction of post-America and also Israel getting nuked and also Russia getting nuked. China gonna get nuked. Iran gonna get nuked. America gonna get fucking nuked. Okay, so this is not happening yet. So tell me why. How can you be the so-called real people of the Most High when you don't fulfill not one prophecy?
Gearing up for war.
That's it. You gearing up for it.
And guess what that nation of people own? They own the music industry.
Right.
They own Hollywood.
Money system.
The money system, all the banks.
Yeah.
They own all of your radio stations.
Military.
All your
Support
news
all the
networks.
both sides of the war.
All your battles, military-wise. And when you read in the book of Job, it says what? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So how can you have your hand in every aspect of the entire planet Earth, right? And say you're the righteous people of the Bible.
Right.
It don't add up. The math not mathing.
Right. And Woodrow Wilson, he stated this. He talked about those vacant elites. Since I entered politics, I have chiefly had men's views confided to me privately. Some of the biggest men in the U.S. In the field of commerce and manufacture are afraid of something. They know that there is a power somewhere so organized, so subtle, so watchful, so interlocked, so complete, so pervasive, that they better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of
They
it.
talking about the shadow government. They talking about the fucking shadow government.
Of this corporation.
That's it, of this corporation. That's why you have a fucking president and a vice president. Because America ain't nothing but a corporation.
Going into what LB just brought out, how they own every sector within this world, in this corporation.
But you claim you're unprivileged, under what they call it, underprivileged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Things or impoverished. How so? When all you motherfuckers are millionaires. Go ahead. We're gonna end it. Then we'll do a part 2 of Baratazar.
I got Gamal Abdel Nasser. He stated this in 1952. It says, "You will never be able to live here in peace because you left here black and came back white."
Jeremiah 14:2. Right? Hey, our people are dark-skinned people. All right? A bastard should dwell in Ashdod. Come on.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 9. Then said Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, call his name Loami.
Just get to the point, bro. Go to 10.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
Okay, so if y'all are so-called real people of the Most High, where are the other 11 tribes? Spoken of in Revelation, the 7 chapters. Right? Where are the other 11 tribes?
Right.
Who is Manasseh? Who is Ephraim? Right? Who is Lawyer? Who is Benjamin? Benjamin.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Right, because basically, if y'all were so-called people, then y'all such a small sector of people. Right? Go ahead.
And as I say, it can be measured nor numbered. The woman on Good Morning America, when she was speaking on Kanye, said that the Jewish community was less than 15 million, was smaller than his fan base.
Well,
You know
wait
what
a
I'm saying?
minute, what did this scripture say?
I don't know how she can count it, because apparently, by way of the scripture, it said that the children of Israel shall be in the sand of the sea, which are not my people.
Right.
There it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
And that was declared to us, right? You so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans, man, based on the lineage of our fathers. And Lord will, we're going to do a part 2. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.